You're listening to KPG 66.5, Dinosaur Talk Radio, your favorite prehistoric podcast for research, entertainment, and all things dinosaurs.
Welcome all my dinosaur fans, our prehistoric enthusiasts, and everybody that loves any of the dinosaurs. I'm your host, Dinosaur Ranger Anthony, and I thank you guys all so much for joining in for today. We are live right here inside of the Dinosaur Bus, and you're listening to KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio, your favorite prehistoric podcast for research, entertainment, and all things dinosaurs. Boom. All right, you guys, today is Friday, March 13th, and you guys, this coming up, March 17th, which this is the 17th episode of our podcast, is St. Patrick's Day. So we are doing a St. Patrick's Day themed podcast today. We are doing the Dinosaurs of Ireland. Top of the morning to you, mates. We are here ready to kick off St. Patrick's Day in style. Now, you guys, I hope everybody is having an amazing week. Going to kick off an amazing weekend. Hopefully, maybe do a St. Patrick's Day parade this weekend. I know a lot of cities like to do that over the weekend of St. Patty's Day. But you guys, my week. So this week, you guys, I've been doing all kinds of running around. It's been a crazy, hectic week, but hey, that is every week, you guys. So my wife, she's a teacher. She had conferences this week, so I was doing a little bit more running around with the kids, getting the little one off to gymnastics, getting them to their parent-teacher conferences, going to a little junior kickstart for college for our oldest one, and all kinds of fun stuff. Tuesday, I believe it was March 10th, that was Paleo's birthday party. So you guys, my Spinosaurus Paleo, it was his 6th birthday. Can you believe it? 6 years ago, I officially got the pictures of Paleo 100 complete, finished. 100% complete. Finished. That's right. Something like that. But you guys, just truly amazing that I've had that thing, that it's been finished for 6 years now. Then on Wednesday, I had coffee with a fossil friend. She does resin work with all kinds of flowers. Her business is Fossil Flowers. So we had coffee, talked all kinds of business. We go do that at least probably once a quarter, talk about all of our businesses and how they're doing, you guys. I got the Dino Bus repaired, so you can see I'm inside the Dino Bus. But this week on Monday, I took it to the mechanic shop, you guys. I was having brake light issues. Thankfully, I can't say anything. I can't say enough good things about Jensen Tire over there on 144th and Q Street. They were lifesavers, you guys. Sean, Devin, Matt, the whole team, let the Dino Bus come up there, even though it's a little bit bigger of a vehicle, and they helped me out tremendously. They got my brake lights to work, and that was something that it's been on my list since last summer. The brake light stopped working, so I had to very carefully drive it around without brake lights. I know. Why were you doing that? I still had to get it to the shows. I was driving super slow, letting people pass me left and right, you guys, because I wanted to make sure not to get into any accidents or anything like that. But we got the bus fixed, the brake lights are working, and the Dino Bus is here back at home. You guys, this week I've been working on my new show coming up for this year, The Tale of America's Greatest Dinosaur. So that's coming this year, you guys, this summer. We're up to 142 dates, or 142 events for this summer. That's within 89 days from about, I believe it's May 17th to August 14th. 89 days, I got 142 events. What do you think about that? That is just a ton. How am I going to do it? It's going to be the most craziest, wildest Jurassic summer I've ever had. And it's going to be so much fun doing our new show out for everybody, okay? What else did I do? I won, you guys! I won the Banana Ball lottery. So on Tuesday, I got the email from Banana Ball saying that I am in the lottery. lottery. So this coming Wednesday, I'll be able to log on and hopefully win myself those banana ball tickets for this summer. So my family and I are super excited to hopefully get over and do that. But here, let me grab some of my things for today, you guys, so we can kick off our podcast in style for St. Patty's Day. So I'm going to grab some things for here real quick. We'll open up my chat box on YouTube just in case I see any chat messages come on in. We'll open up that. We'll get that popped out. We'll grab our format, our lesson for today, you guys. Oh, and I got to do our plug. So today, Dinosaurs of Ireland. So who's going to be our plug company for today? I want to give a extra big shout out. Let's go ahead and grab our logo. Here, I believe this is it right here. Yep, there we go. A big shout out, you guys. Thank you to the Emerald Isle Dino Shop. The Emerald Isle Dino Shop. Thank you guys so much for supporting KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio. And that's a little fun logo I had ChatGPT make. It's got a little T-Rex right there, maybe Megalosaurus, actually. Wearing a nice little Irish hat, some bones. You see the pot of gold, the rainbow, the castles. I think he's even holding that. It was a shillelagh right there. He's holding that little stick, that shaft right there. Super cool. A cane, something. It's like a cane. Shillelagh, cane is a shillelagh, just a cane in Gaelic. Something like that. But anyway, top of the morning to you, and it's time to go on and get into segment number 1. Whoops, that's the wheel. There we go. There's segment number 1. All right, someone just drove by on a scooter. What is that? Anyway, let's get to segment 1. Steggy's Pizza, you guys. One fact. Everybody knows the rules. And if you didn't see my coffee mug already, it's from Jurassic Park. All right, we're rocking some coffee today. This one is the, I forget what it's called, the brand name. I should know better. But it's from the Yellowstone franchise. But anyway, let's get into our pizza. You guys, I refilled the pizza box. We put in another delivery, you guys. We've got pizzas right here. It's filled. I think there's 12 slices back in here. All kinds of fun facts. But let's go ahead and one fact. Everybody knows the rules. We'll pull one out, see what we get randomly, and we'll read that fact on air for our listeners, our viewers. All right, this one is about feathers. All right, let's go ahead and read our one fact. Everybody knows the rules. Some dinosaurs had feathers. Fossils show many theropods were covered. That's right. So you guys, plant eaters are herbivores, are ornithischians, okay? So think of triceratops, iguanodontids, duckbills, thyreophora like Stegosaurus and Kylosaurus. Those ones, I believe we don't find any evidence of feathers, okay? So those ornithischians, no feathers, reptile-like skin. We come over to saurischians. Remember, theropods, sauropods. Sauropods, no evidence of feathers. Theropods, we do have evidence of feathers. So those ones, you guys, we see a little bit of both, okay? There's no evidence that T-Rex had feathers. There's theories that maybe baby T-Rexes had feathers. They lost the feathers as it got older. But we do see some evidence, like our Archaeopteryx, or like all kinds of dromaeosaurs, or dromaeosaurids, so like Velociraptor. We see evidence of feathers, okay? We can see somewhat of the holes where the quills of the feathers would go into their fossils or their bones, you guys. So on this one right here in the Dino Bus, or Archaeopteryx, that one's probably like the most recognizable feather evidence of all the dinosaurs. Everyone's seen this one. You see it right there in the sedimentary rocks, in the rock slab. You see the fossils, its body, but then you also see the impressions the feathers left behind. So we know dinosaurs, at least some of them, at least some of the meat eaters had feathers, but they didn't all have feathers. So think of, we still have reptilian-like skin on our herbivore dinosaurs, are plant eaters, but yes, we do have evidence of feathers on meat eaters. Now, T-Rex, what do I think? Did T-Rex have feathers? Did T-Rex not have feathers? I don't think T-Rex had feathers. I don't think Spinosaurus had feathers. I don't think, who's another, like Carcharodontosaurus, Giganotosaurus. I believe it was just a few. Remember last week, we dug deep down into that theropod branch, into all those theropod families. I think only some of the families had feathers, like our dromaeosaurids. We get up there to our Archaeopteryx, maybe even some troodontids. So those ones possibly had had feathers. But any of our big meat eaters, those ones, hopefully they're sticking with that reptilian-like skin, all right? We want them to look just like we see them in Jurassic Park. I see a comment coming into YouTube. Hey there, David. Good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. We are just about ready to start talking about our feature of the episode, and that is Dinosaurs of Ireland. Top of the morning to you, mates. Are you guys ready for Dinosaurs of Ireland? Leprechauns, clovers, dinosaurs, all kinds of dinosaurs. But actually, not really, and I will explain, okay? Our episode lesson for today is Dinosaurs of Ireland. All right, you guys, Ireland. What is Ireland? Have you heard of Ireland? It's in Europe. I'm Irish. A lot of people are Irish. So I have ancestors that are from Ireland. Now, you guys, Ireland is an island just west of England on the continent of Europe. It became its own country in 1937, and it's the origin of the holiday known as St. Paddy's Day, St. Patrick's Day. Now, you guys, the Irish people began honoring St. Patrick every year on March 17th, and this was the day he passed away, they believe, way back in the year 461 AD. Now, he helped teach about Christianity and became a very important in Irish history, okay? Now, you guys, over time, the holiday grew into a fun celebration of Irish culture with green clothes, parades, shamrocks, and don't forget about those pesky leprechauns. Did you guys build a leprechaun trap yet? My daughter and I, Junior Ranger Reagan, on, Tuesday night this week, we built our leprechaun trap, and it looks just totally amazing. So what did I do? I went and I got a bunch of things out of our recycle bin. Boxes and bottles, and I hot glued everything together and made it look like kind of like a cool city, and then I spray painted it yellow gold, and then we put glitter on it and put all kinds of pipe cleaners as a rainbow slide and decorated. I put a balloon on there with a shamrock, and we painted green footprints and shamrocks, and it says Leprechaun House and all kinds of cool things. So leprechauns, you guys, come from old stories in Ireland. Now, long ago, people told tales about tiny fairy shoemakers who hid pots of gold. You guys, they hid their pots of gold at the end of the rainbow. Now, these Irish folklores became fun symbols for all kinds of Irish culture. So again, you guys, Ireland, it's an island just west of England on the continent of Europe. It became a country in 1937, and it's the origin of St. Patrick's Day, where we talk all about and celebrate the Irish culture, especially those pesky leprechauns. And I even have my St. Patrick's Day shirt. So you guys, I got this shirt. It's almost made it to the Goodwill pile a couple times. I feel bad. But my mom got me this shirt, you guys, probably, I don't even know, at least 15, 20 years ago maybe. How it still fits, how it still looks as good as it did, probably because I don't wear it as much as other shirts, but it's got a big shamrock on it. Shamrock, New York, from when she went there. But you guys, let's talk about clovers. Those clovers down over there in the Emerald Isle of Ireland. We have the trifoliums, you guys. Say trifoliums. I didn't hear you. Say trifoliums. Now, you guys, trifoliums are sometimes called clovers. And you guys, these are symbols of good luck with over 300 different variants or species of the clover. So just like how everything has different species and genus, our clovers are the same thing. Our trifoliums, over 300 different variants or species of that type of plant. Now, they first appeared in the fossil record 16 million years ago. It should have been 17. That would have been even cooler for St. Patrick. But they came in the fossil record about 16 million years ago, you guys. And if you find the four-leaf clover, those ones are the extra rare ones, and they give you good luck, and they ward off demons, and they are just the best ones to find. So go find yourself a four-leaf clover this weekend. Now, let's talk about dinosaurs. So now we know a little bit about Ireland. We talked about a little bit of their culture when they became an official country. They got their independence from England. We just mentioned the trifoliums, those clovers. Let's talk about dinosaurs. Dinosaurs of Ireland. Now, you guys, sadly, only two dinosaurs have been found in Ireland. Isn't that sad? Only two. But why? Why isn't there no dinosaurs in Ireland? Now, you guys, most rock layers in Ireland are older than the Mesozoic era. So a lot of the land is from before the dinosaurs. So you're not going to be able to find any dinosaurs in those older rock layers. Dinosaurs just weren't around yet. But you guys, only about 1%, that's right, numero uno, 1% of Ireland's rock dates from the time of the dinosaurs. So 1% of the land that makes up the island of Ireland, the Emerald Isle, only 1% has dinosaur rock layers. So we need to find that 1% right. Now, most of the exposed Mesozoic rock layers occurs along the Antrim coast, and it's in Northern Ireland. Now, much of the island is covered in younger rocks, especially basalts. So you guys, and this is from massive volcanic eruptions that occurred after the dinosaurs went extinct. And this is protecting older Mesozoic rock layers underneath it, and even the rock layers from before the dinosaurs that I mentioned. So just think about, we have rock layers building up over time, and only 1% is Mesozoic that's exposed. And then we've got layers of basalt all over everything, protecting all those younger, or all those older rock layers, okay? So that is a little bit about the rock formations on Ireland. We've got very, very old rock covering a lot of the island. We got some Mesozoic era rock, but some of it's way too below. But we got 1% that's exposed, that's sticking out of that basalt, you guys, from those massive volcanic eruptions that occurred after. So it wasn't during the KPG extinction. These are volcanoes from after the dinosaurs went extinct. And it's protecting the older Mesozoic rock layers underneath it as well. Now, during parts of the Mesozoic era, Ireland was covered by shallow seas, and much of Europe was also broken up, you guys, into small islands with other inland seas. So, an archipelago. So, if you guys have ever heard the word archipelago, that's a group of islands. So, think about Hawaii. Hawaii is made up we always think about like the main 7 or 8 islands. It's actually like 137, or maybe even more than that. It's a ton of islands. And most of them don't have people on them. They're inhabitable. But it's an archipelago, so it's a group of islands. Now, Europe, back during the Mesozoic era, was also just groups of scattered islands everywhere. There was inland seas taking over the whole continent of Europe. And you guys, some parts of the Mesozoic era, even Ireland was covered in shallow seas. Now, thankfully, paleontologists, they do find marine reptiles that we know and love, like ichthyosaurs and plesiosaurs. But dinosaurs are very rare to find. So it'd be like finding a 4-leaf clover. It'd be like finding a dinosaur over in Ireland, okay? Now, only 2 dinosaur bones have been found on the island of Ireland, on the Emerald Isle, on that Antrim coast. Antrim? It looks like Antrim, but I believe it's pronounced Antrim, the Antrim coast. One is a herbivore, you guys, and that one is known as the Scelidosaurus. Say it with me. The Scelidosaurus. And you guys, that one is a herbivore. And then we also have a carnivore. It's perfect. 1 herbivore, 1 carnivore. The carnivore, you guys, we believe it may be the famous Megalosaurus. The Megalosaurus. We believe so. We know it's a theropod that was probably at least related to Megalosaurus, but we're not 100% positive that it is indeed the Megalosaurus. Now, both specimens are from back leg bones of the dinosaur that date back 200 million years ago during the early Jurassic period. Let me skip on over here to my YouTube real quick. What are you typing, David? I'm a little behind here as I was in our thing. Oh, we have found mummified skin, you guys, that could prove that T-Rex was covered in feathers. I do not think we have mummified skin of T-Rex covered in feathers. I don't think so. And if you're right, then shame on me. But I don't believe we find feather skin of Tyrannosaurus Rex. I need to have a 4-leaf clover because today is Friday the 13th. It is! I didn't realize that! Today is Friday the 13th, and that's a bad day. But I'm also doing a theme podcast about St. Patrick's Day, which is a good day. So I am fighting evil with I guess I could say luck or faith or St. Patrick, you guys. So I am overpowering those demons, those pesky demons, with our Dinosaur of Ireland episode. I love that right there. Now, you guys, I mentioned only 2 dinosaurs. Do you remember their names? The Scelidosaurus, and the Megalosaurus, okay? I'm trying to keep up with my Irish accent, hoping it doesn't skip into any Australian while we're going as well. All right, so Scelidosaurus and Megalosaurus. Let's take a look at those 2 dinosaurs, shall we? All right, this first one, you guys, a plant eater. Let's see if I can pull open this slide. Boom! Hopefully you can see that okay, you guys. Now, our Scelidosaurus, its name means the limb lizard. It's named after the leg bone that was first discovered in England. Now, its order, it's an early armored dinosaur in the group Thyreophora. Those would include later Ankylosaurus. Ankylosaurus is like the main family member of this one's family, but this one is just an earlier Ankylosaur, okay? Now, it's up to 13 feet long, around 600 pounds, roughly half the size of the famous Ankylosaurus. Now, it's large, quadrupedal, so it's walking on 4 legs. Its back legs were slightly longer than its front legs, and it was covered in rows of bony armor plates called osteoderms, or scutes, from its neck all the way down to its tail. And unlike later armored dinosaurs, this one, our Scelidosaurus, had no tail club or large shoulder spikes. Its skull was small, somewhat triangular in shape. You guys, it had leaf-shaped teeth with its inside of its beak-like snout. So a small triangular-shaped head with leaf-shaped teeth inside its beak-like snout. Now, it ate low-lying plants such as ferns, cycads, and other early vegetation. No clovers, so no clovers were getting eaten by this one right here. A Scelidosaurus wasn't eating any clovers. Now, its predators, it was possibly hunted by the Megalosaurus, who happens to be the carnivore we're going to talk about today. Isn't that just wild? It works out perfectly, okay? Now, this one, our Scelidosaurus, lived 201 to 190 million years ago in the early Jurassic period. And it's found in Ireland and England. And it was named way back in 1859 by Sir Richard Owen, who coined the term dinosaur. So that is our Scelidosaurus. So essentially, it's a early Ankylosaur. Think about Ankylosaurus, but then imagine or think that it's just smaller. It doesn't have a club, no spikes, but it still has all kinds of scutes and osteoderms. Similar head, leaf-shaped teeth, you guys, eating plants, lived in the early Jurassic period. It's not in the Cretaceous period like our famous Ankylosaurus, okay? That is our Scelidosaurus. Now let's move on to our meat eater. And this one, I believe a lot of people know because it's dinosaur numero uno. Dinosaur number 1. This one's name means the Great Lizard. The Great Lizard. It's named after the large bones and teeth that were found. It's in the order Theropod. It's a meat-eating dinosaur that walked on 2 legs. Just look at it. It's a theropod. Now, it's up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, and could weigh up to 1 ton or 2,000 pounds. And they get their height at the hips. So if you look at the picture that I have on our screen right now, their height is at their hips. So when you follow up their back legs up to their hips, that's where we're essentially measuring dinosaur height, specifically in our theropods. Now, it has a strong body with 2 powerful legs and a long tail behind them for stability. Each foot had 3-toed claws, and each arm also had 3-fingered claws as well. And their arms are short, you guys, but probably a little bit. They kind of look a little bit bigger than T-Rex in this picture, but at least it has that 3rd finger, where T-Rex, its 3rd finger, was somewhat of just a little teeny tiny bone under its skin. Its skull is up to 4 feet in length, you guys, with sharp, serrated, dagger-like teeth up to 3 inches in length. Now, its food, it ate meat. Just look at this one. It's a theropod. It's a megalosaurus. So this one, you guys, this theropod is eating all kinds of meat. It is a carnivore, and specifically smaller dinosaurs and other animals. Maybe even our little plant eater from today's episode, our Scelidosaurus. Run, Scelidosaurus, run! Now, it lived 181 to 169 million years ago during the Middle Jurassic period. It's found in England, France, and possibly, remember, possibly found here on the island of Ireland, on the Emerald Isle. Now, the first fossil was found, you guys, in England in 1676, and it was thought to belong to a giant human, or even an elephant. But by 1819, you guys, more fossils were discovered, you guys, and in 1824, William Buckland named it the Megalosaurus, making it the very first dinosaur ever classified. So our Megalosaurus, you guys, was classified. It was named the Great Lizard before the word dinosaur was even coined by Sir Richard Owen. Fast forward up to 1841, 1842, one of those years. I think it's 1841. So Megalosaurus was a dinosaur before the dinosaurs were named. Isn't that just wild? But you guys, those are our 2 dinosaur bones that are found over on the Emerald Isle. They were searching for leprechauns, and they sadly went extinct. They couldn't get the pot of gold. That's right. That will be our story. All right, you guys. So the Emerald Isle, dinosaurs of Ireland, you guys. 2 dinosaurs. Remember, they don't have very much Mesozoic rock layers. Only 1% is exposed up there on that Antrim coast. The rest of it is covered in basalt, which is saving all those older rock layers down below. And then also during the Mesozoic era, some of Ireland was covered in water, just like the rest of the continent of Europe. So it's very difficult for some dinosaurs to even be able to sink under the ground and be able to fossilize. All right, that's enough. That is our dinosaurs of Ireland. Let's go ahead, you guys. I believe I've got all of our main points right there. Let's see. I did. All right, we got to move on to our prehistoric cage match. Now, here's another conundrum we got into, or another issue. Do I let Scelidosaurus and Megalosaurus battle one-on-one right here in the cage circle? Or do we spin the wheel? Do I spin the wheel? I should have brought a lucky coin or something. I should have brought a coin. Is there a coin in the Dino Bus? I should see. Gosh. Maybe, David, if you're right there right now, tell me what we should do. What should we do? David, you just need to come on the show, David. I need to figure out to get Zoom up, and then you can just be like the co-host, my assistant over here, shooting ideas back and forth. We need another voice on KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio. But you guys, should we have it be Megalosaurus, Scelidosaurus, battle one-on-one in the cage circle right here on the Emerald Isle? I think we should. Or should we spin? Let's do this. We got to have one spin, okay? We're going to pull up our wheel. All right, here we go. Let's get one spin in, okay? Whoops. Where'd it go? There it goes. All right, let's do one spin. We'll make it a triple threat. A triple threat. So we will have Megalosaurus versus Scelidosaurus versus whoever we spin right here. It will be a triple threat showdown. All right, let's spin the wheel, folks. Here we go. Gives me a quick coffee break. Hopefully the coffee's not too cold. All right, what do we got here? The Cosmoceratops. So we've got 2 plant-eating dinosaurs. We'll remove Cosmoceratops from the list. It is removed. We'll come back over here to our camera view, you guys, and we will get this showdown ready, okay? David, spin the wheel. Okay, I did. Perfect. All right, you guys. Here we go. I got to get my Irish accent. Top of the morning to ya, mates. I got to get it going here so that we can officially enter the Emerald Isle of Ireland, okay? Let me go ahead and grab my dinosaur Bible of facts here. And we will go ahead and enter in to the arena. Here we go, folks. We've got a showdown showcase for you today. So you guys, we've got 3 dinosaurs, 2 from Ireland, and 1 is the Cosmoceratops, okay? We know a little bit about these dinosaurs already from our Ireland Dinosaurs of Ireland lesson, but our Megalosaurus, up to 30 feet long, 10 feet high, you guys can weigh up to a ton. It is a theropod numero uno. Then our Scelidosaurus, you guys, our Scelidosaurus. What happened to my things right here? Our Scelidosaurus. All right, Scelidosaurus. That one, remember, is the limb lizard, up to 13 feet long, only about 600 pounds, mates. All right, so this one is definitely smaller. Megalosaurus, 30 feet long. Scelidosaurus, 13 feet long. So a little bit less than half of the length of Megalosaurus. But then don't forget the luck of the Irish. The Scelidosaurus called in the Cosmoceratops. So we'll grab our Cosmoceratops right here. Cosmoceratops. That one is also 15 feet long, 7 feet high, and can weigh 1.6 tons. 15 horns, 1 nose horn, 2 cheek horns, 2 brow horns, and 10 frill horns. I believe it's one of the most frilled dinosaurs, or they're very odd looking too. The frill horns, they point downward and towards the front. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and enter it into the cage circle. We've got Megalosaurus. We got Scelidosaurus and our Cosmoceratops. They come up into the arena, and they know the herbivores got the luck of the Irish today. Don't forget, we got to ward off the demons. The theropods are the demons. The theropod quickly comes in, you guys, and tries to easily take a couple quick snatches for lunch from those herbivore dinosaurs. Our Megalosaurus spins around, and it starts circling, you guys, very slowly, kicking up dust and circling our plant-eating dinosaurs. That's right, circling it like a pot of gold. And then, you guys, what happens here? The Megalosaurus tries to start charging in as it tries to get a couple quick bites to take down those plant-eating dinosaurs. Our plant eaters are quickly juking out of the way. They possibly could be a little bit quicker to get away from those strikes from our carnivore, our theropod dinosaur. You guys, then our Megalosaurus quickly whips its tail around, and it hits the Cosmoceratops in the head, giving it a quick daze as it's very confused now and falls down to the ground. Could that be it, you guys? Could that be it? And then our Scelidosaurus is just there one-on-one. Now, you guys, in a true battle, Megalosaurus versus Scelidosaurus, I think we can believe that Megalosaurus has the advantage. It's got the teeth. It's got the size. It's got the strength. It's got the 3-toed, 3-fingered claws. But the Scelidosaurus has the luck of the Irish. All of a sudden, as the dust clears, we see a rainbow. A rainbow is going over the squared circle here on the Emerald Isle. And what happens? Our Cosmoceratops gets back up and charges towards the Megalosaurus, putting its nasal horn into the belly of the Megalosaurus as the Megalosaurus roars up into the sky, you guys. Our Scelidosaurus quickly runs up the tail of the Megalosaurus and bites onto its head with its leaf-shaped teeth and tries to I don't know. I'm just trying to pick out ways that the herbivores can win. Because we know, you guys, at the end of the day, the Megalosaurus would come out on top of this one. The Megalosaurus just has too many offensive weapons. The teeth, the claws, the size, the strength. Our crowd's going in. Ring the bell again, ref. We need to ring the bell. Ring the bell, ref. Where's the bell? Where's the bell? Oh, not that one. There it is. Bring back the crowd. We're not quite finished yet. So, you guys, we know Megalosaurus in a true realistic battle is going to be able to beat the Scelidosaurus. Okay, hands down, Scelidosaurus would get beaten. But with our Cosmoceratops right here, giving a little bit of hope to our Scelidosaurus, David. Giving a little bit of hope. Our Cosmoceratops dealt a good blow with its nasal horn into the belly of the Megalosaurus. Our Scelidosaurus ran up the tail, you guys, and it kind of started biting onto the back of our Megalosaurus, giving it all. But then it rolled off, it fell off, and the wind got knocked out of the Scelidosaurus. But then what happened? What happened next would end it all. It was the leprechauns! The leprechauns came in, you guys! The luck of the Irish came in, and they all took down the Megalosaurus. So, here we go. We know I told you what would happen in a scientific battle, but here on KPG 66.5 Dinosaur Talk Radio, the leprechauns would ride the Scelidosaurus into battle, and they would ram the Scelidosaurus. The Cosmoceratops would get it with its nasal horn, and the Megalosaurus would go down, and the Scelidosaurus would stand strong on top of the Megalosaurus. The winner of the Emerald Isle, the Scelidosaurus. Boom! Alright, Scelidosaurus is our winner for today. It used the rainbow, the pot of gold, it used the clovers. That's what I should have said. It ate the clovers, you guys, and it was like Mario, and it gave it superpowers, and it grew it 3 times as big, and then it just crushed our Megalosaurus. But you guys, I couldn't go against the luck of the Irish, especially today on Friday the 13th. We gotta ward off the evil demons. They must be warded off for the luck of the Irish for St. Patty's Day. What do you got? What's going on here, David? Let me pull up in my chat here, see what kind of stuff you're putting in here. What kind of propaganda? Greatest battle of all time. GB. Kinda. Where'd the B come from? GOAT. Greatest of all time. But then we put a B in there. Wish me luck because I have a basketball game in the season. Blah, blah, blah. Send me... David, of course, I hope you have another great basketball game. I know you had one last week or 2 weeks ago, I believe, too. I hope you won that one. But I'm sending you my 4-leaf clover and the luck of the Irish. Don't forget when you're dribbling the basketball on the court, don't forget about the power that the Scelidosaurus had to overcome the challenges of the Megalosaurus. And our Scelidosaurus was able, with all of the tricks of the leprechauns, to somehow ram the belly of our Megalosaurus and get it to come down, and our Scelidosaurus was our champion. Perfect. All right. I'm not really sure how Scelidosaurus still won. That's a little hazy, but it was a true story. At the end of the day, Scelidosaurus did win that battle between those 2 Irish dinosaurs, okay? But let's go ahead and go into our closing thoughts, our final thoughts of this evening of our podcast episode as we show our claws, you guys. Now, thank you all my dinosaur fans for tuning on in to episode number 17. March 17, Dinosaurs of Ireland. It just all worked out perfectly for this week's episode, okay? So I hope everyone has a happy St. Patrick's Day, has a very safe weekend. Don't forget to wear your green on Tuesday. We don't need to see anyone getting pinched, you guys. Now, I have always loved genealogy. So, before I got into paleontology, I loved genealogy. And genealogy is the study of our ancestors, of our family. Now, in the past, I've done Ancestry DNA, FamilySearch.com. I haven't done it as much lately. It's probably been 10 years, actually, since I really dug deep into my family tree. But I still got all the stuff. I wish I would have grabbed it. It's a really cool-looking binder, and it just looks super cool. So I wish I would have brought it out here. But anyways, you guys, I have done Ancestry DNA. Of course. So, you guys, I wanted to share my latest check. So, yesterday I logged back in the first time in like 10 years probably. Well, probably not the last login. But, you guys, I logged in and I wanted to see what my Ancestry DNA was up to, okay? So, when I checked yesterday, my Irish, you guys, I am Irish. I'm 17 to 35% Irish. Now, at one time, it read 43% Irish, but as they get more people doing the Ancestry DNA, it kind of shifts your numbers around a little bit. So even that like 17 to 35, it shows like most of Ireland, but then it says, it could possibly be a little bit of Scotland or Wales. So that 43 used to be all Irish, but then some got taken away, said I was English, Scottish, or Wales, or Welsh. And then that other 17 to 35% is Irish. So you guys, I am Irish. That's right. I am Italian and Irish. Those are, I would say, my two biggest, what do I call them? Lineages, my heritage, my biggest heritage is Irish and Italian. So Italian on my father's side, Irish on my mother's side. So you guys, my grandma's surname is Varley. Varley, we're the Varleys. Varley, we're the Varleys. You guys, and shout out to my grandma and my Varley family. So you guys, I went and I opened up my book yesterday, and I was like, okay, let's tell them when the last person that was in Ireland. So back in 1830, we believe, someone named John Varley was born in Galloway over in Ireland, you guys. John had a son named John. John had a son named Edward. Edward had a son named John, but we call them Jack, and that would be my great-great-grandpa, Jack. No, that would be my great-grandpa, Jack. Then my grandma is, my grandma Melinda. She's the Varley. Then had my mother, my mom Gretchen, and then me. So that's how many generations are away from Ireland. So there's me, there's my mom, my grandma, my great-grandpa Jack, then Edward and John, and then so 7 people, including me, so 6 people away from me. That person, John, was born in Ireland in 1830, and that's how I got to my Irish heritage, you guys. But super cool. I really encourage to check that out someday. It's tons of fun seeing kind of where your family's at and whatnot. But you guys, I think it's time to say thank you and wish off our day as we go into the St. Patrick's Day weekend. I hope everybody has an amazing weekend, especially you right there, David, in the YouTube chat. You will definitely have the luck of the Irish with you today as you're on the basketball court. And also, good luck to the Nebraska Cornhuskers who are in the Big Ten tournament. They play Purdue tonight. So 3 wins and they're Big Ten champions. But I believe no matter what they do, they're still going to be probably a 3 seed in the NCAA March Madness bracket. So the Huskers are doing great this year. Hopefully we can get a couple wins in the bracket because the Huskers are like the only big college school, Class A school. It's not Class A, Class 1 school that has never won a college basketball game in the March Madness bracket. Isn't that just wild? We've never been really a basketball school. So hopefully we get at least 1, but hopefully maybe 2 or 3 wins in the March Madness NCAA tournament, okay? But you guys, let's go ahead and end our podcast for today. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel, and it will bring all kinds of joy and gold and leprechauns and rainbows and all kinds of good luck for you for this St. Patrick's Day weekend. And I hope that my Irish accent wasn't too much to bear for this podcast. Hopefully it didn't sound too funky or too Australian or any other kind of accent. Sometimes it gets mixed up and yeah, but I hope you guys had tons of fun. It's always fun just playing around and having the best time of your life, even if it is making kids roar like dinosaurs. But you guys, let's do our closing slogan for today, and we'll wish us all good luck. Now, always remember, thanks to the dinosaurs for giving us this passion. But this is our world now. Get out there, do something good, and never be afraid to show your claws on St. Paddy's Day. Don't forget to wear your green, you guys. Have a great St. Patrick's Day. And Dinosaur Ranger Anthony signing out. We'll see you guys later.